The harder you try, the better the impression you set on the people around you. The most important thing, in anything you do, is always trying your hardest, because even if you try your hardest and it's not as good as you'd hoped, you still have that sense of not letting yourself down. Every kid goes through puberty, wondering what to do about girls and struggling with homework, and every adult has been through that. If I can bring happiness to people all around the world, then I will try my best to do so. Fame is a beast that you can't control or be prepared for. I can't even touch my toes. I go to the Brit School, which is where Adele, Amy Winehouse, and Jessie J went. Adrenaline has always been my thing. I personally think if something's not a challenge, there's no point doing it, because you're not gonna learn much. There is so much to sailing a ship. There's about 1,000 different lines on a brig ship, and knowing what each one of those does, it takes a long time, and that's why you have these cabin boys that start on the ship, and they learn throughout the years, and that's why it takes so long to captain one. I feel like if you put something out into the universe, then you increase your chances of it happening. My mom thought I could dance because I used to dance to this Janet Jackson song she'd play when I was a baby. Then she would take me to a Saturday dance school. I used to go every week and got spotted by a scout, who suggested I audition for the role of Billy in Billy Elliot the Musical. Peter Parker's storyline hits every key point of growing up. I think, for me, I've realized the responsibility of being a role model for young kids everywhere. Spider-Man has always been a huge part of my life. I love the movies, I love the comics, and I always just wanted to be Spider-Man. I'm a London boy, born and bred, and I'll be there for as long as I can. Being on a film set, you are always around such fantastic people, and I feel like I've been lucky. I feel like I've worked with the best of the best. I was in my bed scrolling through Instagram. It had been about a month since my audition, and Marvel just posted a photo saying go to our website and find out who the next Spider-Man is. I went on the Marvel website on my computer, and there it was, the new Spider-Man is Tom Holland. I went ballistic, like, absolutely nuts. I don't like spiders, man, just because they are sneaky, they just really scare me. They are hairy, ugh. Bullies now aren't just jocks. They're rich kids in the nice cars with the fancy clothes. I completely and utterly rely on my mum. Without my mum, I would not be anywhere at all. I'd literally just be a couch potato. There was times when I was bullied about dancing and stuff, but you couldn't hit me hard enough to stop me from doing it. I was an ordinary student at school and, at the same time, an actor. But I was not the popular kid, which helped me to play Peter Parker better. Zendaya is the one. At serving looks, she is the one to go to for tips. I remember watching Avengers 1 for the first time and thinking, God, one day I want to be in one of those movies. I just want to be in the movie. On stage you need to emphasize every emotion, but on screen you need to tone everything down and make it believable. I've made The Pilgrimage, where I actually had to speak Gaelic, and I was shooting in Belfast as well. I don't want to be stuck to one character. I think that's what can happen when you take on a superhero movie. The 20-year goal is to be a film director. The 15-year goal is to win an Oscar. The 5-year goal is to just keep enjoying myself. I'd like to be a director who gives my actors complete freedom while collaborating with them to find performances. I have a photographic memory. There are so many things we have not seen in Spider-Man yet. I want to use bad guys never seen in movies. The first films were so traditional and so scrupulously followed the character's classic plot. So there's a lot of stuff left in stock. The Clone Saga, for example. I want to work with Bayona again. I keep emailing my agent about it. Even the smallest role, I'll do it. Performing on stage is such a buzz. I've done stupid things such as jump off a building, but I'd never experienced adrenaline like I did on stage. I don't like spiders at all, but I love heights. I've always had an argument with my best friend that Spider-Man was way better than Batman. I was a massive fan growing up. Teleportation would be the best because I live on airplanes. It would be super handy to be able to teleport around. I get recognized more for my lip sync battle than I do for being Spider-Man. I remember actually going to see the first Avengers with one of my best mates from home. I'd never have dreamed that I'd be in one of these movies, let alone playing Spider-Man. My biggest flaw is probably my attention span or lack thereof. And while it might seem contradictory, my biggest strength is my work ethic. It's quite difficult to take a superhero movie seriously because everything is heightened. A kid being bitten by a radioactive spider and getting superpowers is kind of ridiculous. I met two of my movie heroes. I met Tom Hanks, and I met Steven Spielberg. Oh, and Quentin Tarantino. I'm not a very good swimmer, and every time I'm in the water, I'm constantly reminded of that because I feel like I'm going to drown. When I was young, my mom realized I could dance and hold a beat, and I really danced just for fun. It was good exercise. Fan is an understatement. I had the Spider-Man costume, I had bed sheets, toys, you name it. I've always had an argument with my best friend that Spider-Man was way better than Batman. I was a massive fan growing up. One of the reasons why Spider-Man is my favorite superhero is because we both undergo big changes in our lives. As an actor, I love a challenge. I'd love to make a movie with Tom Hardy. If we ever got the chance to make a Venom movie together, that would be super cool, but his movie would have to take place in the MCU because I'm not giving up my ticket in the MCU. I really am having the time of my life, but as far as my future goes, I want to stretch myself as an actor in a way that Jake Gyllenhaal, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Meryl Streep do. My teenage life was a little strange. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.